Welcome to the deep dive, the nature of fame. It's something we all kind of grapple with, right? Whether we're chasing it, watching it, or just trying to understand how it works in our world. And today, we're looking at Justine Bateman's book, Fame, The Hijacking of Reality. It's got this really raw, honest perspective that makes you, well, rethink things.
Absolutely. Our mission today is to really dive into what fame actually is, how it completely changes your reality, and also how our whole society's view of it has shifted, especially with social media.
Right.
We're aiming to pull out the key insights, maybe some surprising bits from what Bateman says, so you can get a really solid handle on this whole often misunderstood topic.
Okay, let's get into it. We got some pretty unique stuff here. It's not just analysis. It feels more like this emotional journey through what she calls the life cycle of fame.
Yeah.
From how it just explodes onto you to how it often leaves in a really difficult, confusing way.
Well, let's start right there with her own experience.
Yeah, okay. She talks about how she never actually wanted fame. It was, quote, sprayed all over her when she got the role on Family Ties. She was only 16.
Wow, 16.
Yeah, and get this, the show had something like 55 million viewers nightly.
55 million. That's like Super Bowl numbers today.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So for her, it wasn't some dream come true. It felt more like being thrown into roaring rapids.
Yeah.
Just too fast and too hard.
That feeling, that lack of control, leads right into her main point, how fame just hijacks your reality.
Hijacks reality.
Yeah. I mean, she points out you are still the same person inside, but the reality you knew, gone, completely changed.
How does that work, though?
Well, she uses this sociological theory, Hugh Meehan and Houston Wood's idea, the 5 features of reality.
Right.
The basic idea is, in normal life, we sort of pick an identity, right? Like, I'm the funny one, or I'm the reliable one, and then we subconsciously kind of spin our interactions to fit that.
Right, you look for proof.
Exactly. But with fame, Bateman says that gets hijacked because everyone else starts doing the spinning for you. They constantly reflect back, you're famous, you're that person from TV.
So they impose it on you.
Precisely. It becomes this new reality that's just there, all around you, and it's incredibly hard to shake off, especially because you didn't choose it in the first place.
That sounds incredibly disorienting. And that imposed reality must affect how people interact with you, too.
Yeah.
She talks about a big difference between, like, the past and now.
Oh, absolutely. A huge contrast. She remembers getting letters back in the day.
Actual letters.
Yeah, physical letters. And, okay, some were odd. She mentioned someone writing twice, years apart, about her ears sticking out.
Her ears?
Seriously?
Yeah, saying she should get that fixed. But, and this is the key thing, she says they were always, like, formal, composed. She says, never once got a letter where someone just popped off at me.
Huh. So even the criticism was polite. It's funny, those ear letters were peak rudeness then.
Yeah.
Today that sounds almost quaint compared to, exactly. You compare that to what she calls the eye-wateringly shocking and just jarring online stuff, especially from around 2018 onwards.
Right.
This like instant aggression towards someone you don't know, someone putting their creative work out there. It's really something else.
And social media amplified that.
Massively. She points to its explosion around, 2006, 2007. That's when this obsession really ramped up. It just became so easy to, pop off.
Because you're anonymous.
Mostly, yeah. Hiding behind those, default egg avatars or bios that just say, joined October 2013. And it takes zero effort.
Yeah.
She says, just a few keys pressed and send. Done. A blast of aggression under 30 seconds.
Wow.
And she suggests, because it's so easy, maybe twice as many nasty comments actually get sent compared to negative thoughts people might just, have and keep to themselves.
That ease is dangerous. And it's not just being mean, is it? She talks about a not a person mentality.
Yeah, that's disturbing. Like, the trolls don't see celebrities as people. They see them as objects, things to cut and gut and make them bleed. They're looking for a weak spot, an artery, with their words.
Brutal.
And it often happens in this, frenzied, tribal way, a dog pile. She suggests there's this weird sense of community among the attackers.
The community built on tearing someone down.
Kind of, and the motivation behind it. Bateman thinks it's often this deep hatred. Hatred for people perceived as attractive, famous, rich, who look down on us.
Stemming from their own issues.
Often, yeah. She suggests it frequently comes from the troll's own self-hatred, and for the person on the receiving end, it's just utter confusion, feeling completely gaslit by this constant dehumanizing attack. It's bizarre.
Okay, so online is one battleground.
Yeah.
But then there's the very public physical space.
Yeah.
The red carpet. She talks about that too, right?
Oh, yeah. Initially, she says it feels like an invitation. Like, oh, wow, everyone wants my picture. I must be special.
Yeah, you'd think so.
But she reveals its actual function is much colder. It's basically a thermometer stuck in the mouth of your fame.
Thermometer.
Yeah. It's a raw public measurement of how popular you are right now, based on how the photographers react, how other famous people react, the fans. When you're new, you don't see it as a tool. You just feel the energy.
And that energy sounds intense. She describes photographers just screaming names.
Totally chaotic. Justine, over here, look this way. And she says, way more pictures than they could ever use.
Wow.
And the celebrity is just trying desperately to maintain control, stay focused, keep that calm demeanor while facing this literal wall of people screaming. It sounds like intense mental effort.
Like trying to stay still in a hurricane?
Pretty much. And if you think about it in sociological terms, Irving Goffman's idea of performance disruption fits perfectly.
Performance disruption? How so?
Okay, imagine you're on stage doing your thing, and suddenly the spotlight just swings away to someone else, leaving you in the dark mid-sentence.
Oh, okay. Jarring.
Exactly. Bateman gives this specific example. She's on the carpet, photographers are yelling her name, and then someone more famous steps on behind her.
And the attention just shifts.
Instantly. Completely. The photographers who are looking at her suddenly have one eye on her and one eye scanning for the bigger star.
Ouch. How does that feel?
She says it brings feelings of shame, worthlessness, even though intellectually she knows you have any control over the rise and fall of your fame. But in that moment, it feels like your value just evaporated based on this external thing.
It's a harsh measurement.
Yeah.
Which brings us back to the core question. What is fame, really? If it can fluctuate like that, if it's imposed, is it even real? What's her take?
It's a great question, and her perspective is pretty striking. She calls fame a lobster trap.
A lobster trap. Easy to get into, hard to get out of.
Exactly. And she says, fundamentally, it's not real. But, and this is crucial, society won't let it go.
Why not?
She sees it as this strange, societally made structure, almost like a big game board we all keep playing on.
A game board for what?
For hope, basically. Hope for personal improvement, for getting some kind of ultimate favor. She thinks it comes from this underlying societal distrust that things will actually get better on their own. So we project all these hopes onto fame.
So it's like a substitute for real progress or fulfillment?
Kind of, yeah. A proxy for success, for feeling taken care of, instead of being about genuine value or contribution.
Okay, that's the societal structure, the game board.
Yeah.
But she also talks about a different side, right? A best part.
Yes, the purest sense of fame, she calls it.
And what's that?
That's the projected love and intimacy that comes from an audience. People who felt safe, felt vulnerable, connecting with something, an artist, created music, a show, a movie.
Ah, so it's about the connection through the work.
Exactly. That feeling when, your spirit connects with someone else's through their art. A genuine appreciation.
That sounds much healthier.
Totally. And the contrast is really important here. That purest sense comes from love, connection. But the other side, that chutes and ladders game of fame, that, she argues, is fueled by totally different things. Fear, resentment, this feeling of not being taken care of by the world.
And that's what leads to the negativity, the trolling.
Often, yeah. That's the bleeding ground for that kind of online harassment. It's the huge difference between being appreciated for what you create and just being like a piece on that societal game board people project onto.
This really brings it home, connecting to, you listening right now. Because Bateman has a pretty stark warning, doesn't she?
She does, a critical one. She says flat out, the pursuit of fame will shut your true self off.
Shut your true self off.
Yeah.
Wow.
And she quotes Michael J. Fox, who put it, graphically. He said something like, if fame is the horse leading the cart, you're never going to change, and you're going to be looking up an a-hole that's going to dump fizz on you every once in a while.
That's a vivid image.
It is. And her point is, why is chasing fame so damaging?
Okay, why?
Because it makes people ignore their own unique skills, their actual talents. Maybe someone's naturally amazing working with, say, elderly people or brilliant at complex math.
Things that aren't glamorous.
Exactly. But society puts this false, bloated value on fame, so people suppress those genuine talents, their own basket of skills, to chase this external thing.
And society loses out.
Massively. We're missing out on incredible contributions because people are busy trying to become famous instead of developing what they're actually good at, trying to fit a mold that, like we said, might not even be real.
So her message then is, what? Don't chase it?
Pretty much. Her message is incredibly direct and honestly liberating. She says, you are really interesting and you need to let that flag fly.
Let your flags fly. I like that.
Yeah. Don't feel bad if you never get famous. Don't freak out if you have less than 300 Twitter followers. Why? Because it doesn't matter.
It's a powerful call to just be yourself. Forget the metrics.
Completely. And you see this reflected in her own life, her post-fame journey. She talks about consciously unhooking from the trauma that jarred reality when her level of fame changed.
How did she do that?
Her approach wasn't about trying to change how other people saw her. It was internal, identifying her own root fears so she could become essentially bulletproof to others' perceptions.
Taking back control.
Exactly. And she literally took control, went back to UCLA at 46, got a computer science degree.
Wow, computer science. Why?
To gain control over her own projects. She wanted to make digital content, but the industry wasn't getting it. She felt she was, like 4 years ahead of them, so she learned the tech to do it herself.
That's taking your power back.
Totally. Aligning her work with her actual skills and vision, not waiting for permission.
And we see glimmers of society maybe shifting on this too, right? Like that actor Jeffrey Owens.
Oh yeah, the Trader Joe's incident.
Right. He got shamed online for working at Trader Joe's after being on The Cosby Show. But then what happened?
Huge public backlash against the shaming. People were outraged that someone was being mocked for having an honest job, regardless of past fame.
So maybe a sign people are starting to separate fame from, like, basic human dignity and worth.
Maybe. It's just a pushback, at least. And it ties into this analogy Bateman uses from Rainn Wilson.
Okay.
The king analogy. Fame isn't really about what the famous person does. It's about how everyone else, the participants around them, reacts.
Like a king isn't inherently regal. It's that people treat him like royalty.
Precisely. Which means we, as the observers, the consumers, the participants, we actually hold the power. We can change our collective relationship with fame just by changing how we react, how we perceive it.
That's a really interesting way to frame it. So we've covered a lot today. This whole journey through fame as reality hijack, as that red carpet thermometer, as this force that can even make us ignore our own best talents. What really stands out to you thinking about it all?
For me, it's remembering where Bateman herself landed. She now explicitly says she seeks renown, not fame.
Renown, not fame. What's the difference for her?
Renown is being known for her work, for her skills as a filmmaker. She wants notoriety only so far as it helps her get her projects made. She's choosing to prioritize her actual contributions over that whole chaotic frenzy of fame.
Choosing the substance over the hype?
Exactly. Prioritizing the authentic skills over the illusion.
Okay, so here's something for you, the listener, to maybe think about after this. In this world we live in, constantly hit with perfect images, follower counts, all that.
Yeah.
How can you, personally, actively choose to value your own unique skills, your own interestingness? How do you refuse that imposed reality of what society screams is enough or successful?
And maybe.
Yeah.
What amazing thing, what unique gift might the world be missing out on just because you're not letting your own true flag fly?